Assalamu alaikum my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class of standard 10. Hope all of you are well and enjoying your classes. Today I will discuss about uses of chemical energy. At first we will know about transformation of chemical energy into different energies. That means how chemical energy is transformed into different energy by using. Follow this picture. Can you guess anything? This is burning of fuel, especially natural gas, isn't it? This is the common use of chemical substance in our daily life because we use this fuel in cooking purpose, in different vehicles, in industries, isn't it? So here we can see here chemical substance which are present in this fuel, they are transformed into different energies. For example, in cooking, the chemical energy is transformed into heat energy, and by using this heat actually our food is cooked. And here also chemical energy is transformed into heat energy, and using those heat our vehicles are running, that means their engines are moved. And also here chemical energy is transformed into heat energy. So actually the main target of combustion of fuel is to produce heat, and by using the produced heat we use different types of works. So here chemical energy mainly transformed into heat energy, sometimes light energy, sound energy, etc. Also follow other pictures. Here this is lighted candle. We know that candle is also a chemical substance. This is a hydrocarbon, isn't it? So when we will light candle, then what will happen? Here the chemical energy is transformed into heat energy and also light energy, producing carbon dioxide and water vapor. So here also we can observe the transformation of chemical energy. Follow this. This is a fireworks. You know, nowadays the using of different fireworks are day by day increasing in different festivals in our daily life. So these fireworks, in these fireworks also chemical substances are used, and here chemical substance or chemical energy is transformed into sound energy, mechanical energy, and also light energy. So here also we can observe the transformation of chemical energy. Not only this, also you use dry cell. Dry cell means battery, and we use this battery in many purposes, in remotes, in audio players, also in torch lights, in every toys. So here inside the dry cell also there is used chemical substance, there is present chemical substance. So here also this dry cell is used to generate the electricity. So here we can say chemical energy is transformed here into electrical energy, isn't it? And not only this type of dry cell, also this type of cell which actually used in bus, truck, in different vehicles, there you can see this type of Daniel cell, and you will know about these cells in next classes detail. So these cells are also actually here chemical energy is transformed into heat energy. So because inside this cell there are used chemical substance, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, zinc, copper, etc. So we can understand actually our daily life is full of using of chemical substance. Without chemical energy our life is not possible. Follow more example. Very popular and important reactions, that is photosynthesis reaction, which are closely related with our life, because due to this process plants prepare their food. You have known about this process, and from here that means if plants can't make their food, plant kingdom will be destroyed, and ultimately we will be destroyed. So this is the so much important or life related reactions, and where chemical energy is involved. Because follow here, we know that in photosynthesis process carbon dioxide, which is received by plant, and water also received by plant through the root from the soil, and using the sunlight, and inside this sunlight actually different chemical substances are present. So they occurs the reaction, or plants, inside the plants photosynthesis reaction occurs in presence of sunlight. So also here we can observe the presence of chemical energy, and here due to this reaction we know that glucose and oxygen are produced. So here also we observe that chemical energy how transformed. And the another important uses of chemical substance is drug. This is a widely used chemical substance sector. That means in most of the drugs actually there is present chemical substance, and without drug we can't survive. So we can say in a sentence, without chemical energy we can't survive. Also we know that the another name of water is life. This water is also a chemical substance. So I hope my dear students already you becomes clear the how in our daily life chemical energy are used, and how this chemical energy is transformed in different purposes and different energies. Now we will know about appropriate use of chemical energy. Actually petroleum gas, coal, natural gas, these are called fossil fuels. Why? Because they are extracted from fossils. You know that what is fossil, and these fossil fuels are made since many years, about million years. So through the burning of these fossil fuels we serve our daily purposes, daily purpose in different purposes we serve. So if we don't use these fossil fuels appropriately, then it will fail a bad effect in our life. How? Because for using fossil fuel in burning of in combustion of fuels in different vehicles, in industries, in cooking purpose, so a huge amount of carbon dioxide gas is daily exhausted in the environment, and which fails a great bad effect, adverse effect in the environment, you will know. So if we don't use the fossil fuels in meticulous amount, then it will fail a bad effect in our daily life. Not only that, if we use these fossil fuels in huge amount, then our total reserve will be end up easily or in short time, then in future we will not get benefits of using these fossil fuels. So for this we have to use this chemical energy appropriately. Now I will talk about importance of purity of fuel. This is also very important, because just if we use fuel without caution, then also it will face a adverse effect. So how can we maintain the purity of fuel? Follow this. We know about incomplete combustion of fuel, because complete combustion is possible when the excess amount of oxygen gas is present, because we know that combustion is occurred due to the presence of oxygen, and for the complete combustion there is produced carbon dioxide gas and water. Okay, but there is not present oxygen gas in sufficient amount, that is there is lack of oxygen gas, then there is occurs incomplete combustion, and due to incomplete combustion reaction actually there are produced carbon monoxide gas, carbon, and also there may be present unused methane. So these are toxic, these are very toxic substance, and also this gas in next time combines with rainwater and produce carbonic acid. Water of the atmosphere produce carbonic acid, and this carbonic acid mixed with rain and causes acid rain. This is a adverse effect of atmosphere. And not only that, when we use fuel in the fuel or natural gas found in Bangladesh is pure, but if we export this fuel, if we import this fuel from other countries, and sometimes sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus, these type of chemical substances are actually mixed with the natural gas extracted from other countries. So if we use this sulfur, phosphorus or nitrogen mixed natural gas, then what will happen? When these fuels are burning in engine, then they will produce different nitrogen dioxide gas, and nitrogen dioxide gas in the next time reacts with water, produce nitric acid and nitrous acid, and which again mixed with rainwater and causes acid rain. And if there is present sulfur, then also there is produced sulfur dioxide, then sulfur trioxide, and finally it produces sulfuric acid, and which causes acid rain. Because you know that acid rain actually occurs due to the presence of carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, this type of acid present in air. So my dear students, you can understand easily why purity of fuel is important. So always we will try to use fuel, that means we have to use pure fuel, and before using, at first we have to refining the fuel, then we have to use. If we refine fuel and if we remove from fuel this toxic toxic substance, chemical substance, then that fuel is not feel any adverse effects. So for this, purity of fuel maintaining is very important. Now, negative effects of the use of chemical energy. Negative effects, that means adverse effects on environment for the using of chemical energy. And in this case, first came the greenhouse effect. This is mostly discussed topics, the greenhouse effect. We know that how this greenhouse effect actually happened due to production of carbon dioxide more in atmosphere. Our heat comes from sunlight are trapped, and for this the atmospheric temperature is increasing day by day, and which face actually greenhouse effect. And for this greenhouse effect, global warming occurs, and due to this global warming, follow the pictures what adverse effects are already felt in our environment. Follow here, the ice already melt, and photochemical smoke is occur, and also follow here, due to melting ice, the aquatic or marine life is totally in danger. So for the greenhouse effect or for global warming, our aquatic life, animal kingdom, our air pollution, and all adverse effects are occurring. Then photochemical smoke. Photochemical smoke actually the smoke of different vehicles contains different types of gaseous substance, nitrogen dioxides, then also unburned carbon, unused methane, phosphorus, different types of toxic substance contained by the smoke of fuels. When this smoke reacts with sunlight, then there is produced a brown photochemical smoke, and this photochemical smoke is responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. So now you have to know what is depletion of ozone layer. You know that this is the layer of our atmosphere. The lowest layer is known as troposphere, then stratosphere, you know. So you know that the sun rays comes to the troposphere, and some rays are absorbed by the earth's surface and some rays are reflected, isn't it? But around the troposphere there is present ozone layer, that means layer of ozone gas, and this ozone gas actually protect us from the harmful rays of sunlight, harmful UV rays and another harmful rays. From another harmful rays, this ozone layer is actually protects us. But day by day the production of different greenhouse gases, chlorofluorocarbons, different gases comes out for the volcanizations. This production of these toxic gases are increasing day by day, and which make hole, follow here, which make hole in this ozone layer. And for this the harmful UV rays directly comes into the earth's surface and causes different disease like cancers, and also many adverse effects on our lives, plant lives and also animal lives. So depletion of ozone layer is a negative effects of the use of chemical energy. Now effects of acid rain. You have already known how acid rain occurs, but due to this acid rain, which adverse effects are false, follow here. It causes respiratory problems to humans and animals, and for this aquatic life is now in the way of destroying. It destroys the marine life, and also it damages the buildings and the color of buildings, the color of statues, different statues, and made of different metal, different statue made of different metals. It just damages their color. Like this way a huge amount of money is spoiled. So these are the actually negative effects of uses of chemical energy, and you have to read about this from your book and also other books. Now I will talk about in another topic, and that is uses of ethanol as fuel. You know that about ethanol because in last class you have done one wrong. You have done one math of combustion of ethanol, isn't it? So ethanol is also used as fuel. Follow here. This is the ethanol fuel. Follow here. In vehicles there is used ethanol as fuel. But why? Why ethanol can be used as fuel? Because it has a combustion value. That means when we use methane, then we will get a huge amount of heat due to combustion of methane. So like methane, also ethanol due to combustion reaction produce a huge amount of heat. Follow here the enthalpy of heat minus 671.8. That means 671 kilocalorie heat is produced in complete combustion of ethanol. So this is also a huge amount of heat. So for this we can use this ethanol as fuel, and if we use this ethanol as fuel, then it will actually helpful for reserving of our fossil fuels, because ethanol is a biofuel, so we can easily produce this ethanol, and this is the raw materials of ethanol production actually in cheap and available. So for this, if we use ethanol mixed with fossil fuel, then it will be helpful. Already in USA they started to using ethanol mixed with fuel, and they used in different vehicles. As a result, they can save their fossil fuels, and for future, and also it is causes less uses of fossil fuels. So for this we can also use this ethanol as a fuel with fossil fuels. So my dear students, today after this, in next class I will come back with new topic. So you will read from book which I have discussed in my today's lecture thoroughly, and try to understand properly. So today after this, goodbye.